Hey, it's the radio guy Mike Prince, and we are in our post-game show for the Celebration Bowl. And all I can say is, wow. 64-44 is the final score. And not only that these two teams scored 108 points, but how the points were scored. This post-game show is not going to be too long, but we'll be in tune and in touch long enough that we'll get a chance to hear from Sanja and BJ from the Mercedes-Benz Dome in Atlanta, Georgia. North Carolina A&T creating a dynasty with the win over Alcorn. Alcorn does not have the answer, it appears, for North Carolina A&T, and it's almost a reversed effect, if you would. Alcorn is the kryptonite for Southern, and A&T is the kryptonite for Alcorn. So we'll see how all of this will come to pass here momentarily. But wow, what a game. We don't have any final stats or anything like that as far as attendance and everything goes, but what we can tell you, it was an exciting game from beginning to end. A lot of points scored. It was a slow start. It was one of those games where I for the life of me, I could have never, ever imagined that this many points would be scored. I was thinking, okay, 17-14 goes to let you know how far I was off. The over-under on this thing was 51.5, 52 points. Blew that out of the water. You know, it was 31-10 at halftime. And you began to kind of figure, okay, A&T just might be the real deal. But as the game progresses on and big play after big play after big play on behalf of A&T, and all I could think of, the word I could think of is collapse. That was the only word that I could really think of. It was like these guys are some imposters. Not really sure what and how that came to be on today. But you got to give credit to A&T. A&T just did their thing. We're going to do our thing. We're going to take us a break. We'll try to see if we can line up with Sanja and BJ from the Mercedes-Benz Bowl from Atlanta, Georgia. We'll take a break and we'll come back more with our post-game live report from the Celebration Bowl. North Carolina A&T 64, Alcorn 44. You're not hearing things. It is what it is. We're going to take us a break, and we'll be right back. You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network special edition of the Sports Report. Are you one of the many Americans that deal with the effects of diabetes? Diva Skin Conditioner could be the remedy that you need. Diva Skin Conditioner is a formulation that was designed with you in mind. Diva Skin Conditioner comes with a money-back guarantee. That's how confident they are in their product. For more information, visit divafeet.com. That's D-I-V-A-H, feet.com. Or you can speak with a representative by dialing 903-270-0026.
The birth of legends are storied in this conference. We must never forget our rich history. We now turn our gaze to the future. The new legends will emerge. New heroes to arise. The Southwestern Athletic Conference. Be our history.
Each team starts their journey on separate roads, but they all converge to one road to the championship. There will be revenge and redemption. There'll be an Aggie and Eagle standoff. There'll be Bulldogs and Bears colliding with Tigers and Spartans. Hornets fighting off Bison and Wildcats rattling the Rattlers. The road has twists and turns. And when it ends, one thing is certain. Only one team will claim the title. MEAC champion.
Broadcasters come into our lives on radio and TV, bringing us information and entertainment. Broadcasters are there for us, but who is there for them when they fall on hard times? The Broadcasters Foundation of America provides financial assistance to broadcasters in acute need due to a critical illness, accident, or other serious misfortune. If you know of a broadcaster on the air or behind the scenes who may need our help, please share our message. Visit broadcastersfoundation.org.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, the post-game show for the Celebration Bowl 2019. North Carolina A&T victorious, third consecutive Celebration Bowl, which will mark their place in history. 64-44 was the score. Jermaine Mister ran like a freight train. Martin was held in check for the first half, but the lights, bells, and everything else went off in that second half. First touch in the second half, he breaks through for a 77-yard outbreak, and it was like the rest was history. It was a game that was, in the first quarter, you said, okay, this is going to be one of those chess matches. Defense from both sides was looking pretty fresh. Alcorn gets the field goal to strike first, and I was saying, okay, first team to score probably would win this game. And, boy, was I mistaken. Strong performance by Carter for the Aggies, and just an all-around great performance by A&T. Now, I know it appears like doom, gloom, and gloom for the SWAC, but I believe the best team from the SWAC was there to represent in the case of Alcorn. And we have to ask ourselves a question. What is it that we as a conference need to do to get over that peripheral hump? Very interesting to see how things are going to go. We're still kind of waiting on some final stats and everything to get in, but with the case being that it just goes like that. Meanwhile, we do have some other FCS bowl games that were going about. Well, I won't say, some bowl games, but playoffs. And we'll give you that right now. North Dakota State, with 6 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the third quarter, they're on top of Montana State by the score of 29-7. James Madison and Weber State will play a little bit later. Meanwhile, you do have a couple other bowl games that are taking place. Well, with that being taking place right now, it seems we got our callers in. Hello, is this Miss Stamps? Okay, we got Miss Stamps. We were just talking about James Madison and Weber. We're going to switch over now to Atlanta, Georgia, where we're going to have Miss Sonja Stamps and B.J. Jones give us a little Okay. And Charles Bishop, I'm understanding, is with us too. We're going to pull you in. Sonja, how you doing?
I am doing well.
Are you there? You sound like you fumbled the ball. Hello? Look like we're having a little trouble with Sonja. Okay, I think we got you. You ready to try it again? Okay, well, while she's getting her mic and everything together, just a dominant performance, and there's no way that you could have told me at the start of this game that between the two teams, 108 points would be scored. and we're getting things geared up. I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to take us a quick 30-second break, at least a minute break, and we'll get Sonja lined up and mic'd up here. And then when we come back, we'll get her on the go. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back with our live post-game show.
Serving the community through faith and athletics. The Open Mic Broadcast Network.
Are you one of the many Americans that deal with the effects of diabetes? Diva Skin Conditioner could be the remedy that you need. Diva Skin Conditioner is a formulation that was designed with you in mind. Diva Skin Conditioner comes with a money-back guarantee. That's how confident they are in their product. For more information, visit divafeet.com. That's D-I-V-A-H feet.com. Or you can speak with a representative by dialing 903-270-0026. Let's face it, from time to time, we'll have a need for an attorney, whether it's the case of a DUI, DWI, or any other circumstances that would find you on the other side of the law. Attorney Lee Van Richardson, located at 1047 Austin Street, is the one to call. Attorney Lee Van Richardson and his staff are equipped to help you get through your legal battles. Attorney Lee Van Richardson, 979-826-8008 in Hempstead, Texas. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, with our Celebration Bowl post-game show. We had to get some, as they say, some technical difficulties lined up through Atlanta, Georgia. We're now going to hear from B.J. Jones. He's going to give us a recap and analysis on today's events. B.J., are you there, my friend?
Oh, yes, I am here, live and well.
Live and well. Well, I can't say that about our beloved Alcorn Braves at this moment. I was making mention at the opening of this post-game report, which we're not going to keep these guys long because we'll do this all over again tomorrow on the Sunday Night Live edition. But the word that came to me, BJ, was collapse.
That sounds about right. I mean, if you look at what happened, I'm so used to defensively, we're used to Alcorn being so solid. Nowhere that we think that this Alcorn team would ever give up 64 points. They didn't even do that against USM. So it was a shocker. But I will say this, that A&T offense with Jermaine Martin and those receivers on the outside, they are tough to contain. And something that I learned today, 2 of the receivers are actually a part of the track team.
Yes.
So we're talking about some guys with some serious speed that you don't see all the time.
Right. Well, here's the question. Are the Aggies that good?
Yes. They oftentimes, they don't play to their talent level. And that's the most frustrating part about this A&T football team, is that they don't play to their talent level all the time.
And I guess that can be frustrating as well. But you talking about showing up at the right time. They did their thing today. And I couldn't have imagined 108 points to be scored between these two teams.
No. I thought if they would have played 4 times, you wouldn't get 108 points. Not with where these defenses, you're talking about A&T, 3rd ranked defense in the country. Alcorn was around 23rd. So these are 2 teams that play excellent defense to this point.
Absolutely. Now, you might not like this reference that I used earlier, but I'm going to go ahead and say it again. It appears that as Alcorn is Southern's kryptonite, A&T are the Braves' kryptonite.
That's accurate. That would be accurate. And they found different ways, A&T. If you look at the 3 wins of Alcorn, they've done them 3 different ways.
Yeah, they done them 3 different ways. And this one is I'm still stunned, to be honest with you, BJ. I just cannot believe the margin of points scored and even though it's 64-44, it doesn't sound, that was a lopsided win today.
It was. And the thing about it is All-American cornerback Franklin McCain was hobbled most of the game. He was trying to give it a go, but then you saw him get pulled in the second half. He was hobbled. So you thought if he could get hobbled, with him being the best player in that secondary, that will really open up some opportunities for Alcorn. But those other kids in the secondary stepped up when they needed to.
Now, look, BJ, I'm going to ask you this, and we'll reconvene this tomorrow night on the Mike Prince Show Live. But what does this put us as a conference? We got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, we do. Yes, we do. If you're a SWAC fan, this lets you know that, we still got a little bit more wood to chop, a little bit more work to do. And, because you look at North Carolina A&T, this was not FAMU here. This is North Carolina A&T. So, and an A&T team that lost 2 games in the conference.
Right.
And you look what they did to our conference at best. We got some work to do.
Yeah, we got some work to do. And look, man, speaking of work, you guys have done a yeoman's job on today, and we'll reconvene this in a little bit more detail on tomorrow night at the Mike Prince Show, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're going to take a break, and we'll come back and we'll hear from Sonja Stamps. BJ, man, thanks for everything that you're doing, and hopefully you guys stay dry on your way back to your vehicle.
All right, man. Appreciate it, Mike.
All right, we're going to take us a break, and we'll be right back with Sonja Stamps from Atlanta, Georgia. 64-44 was the score. I still am shaking my head on that. We're going to take us a quick break, and we'll be right back. You're listening to the Open Mic Broadcast Network and the Postgame Report from Atlanta, Georgia.
Be the one with courage to fight child abuse.
All Texans must find the courage to fight child abuse.
Learn the signs and symptoms and report suspected abuse to appropriate authorities.
Learn and know these warning signs.
A child who undergoes changes in behavior, appetite, or routine.
Watch for unexplained injuries, a change in academic performance, or loss of interest by a child in regular activities.
Trust your instincts. If you suspect something, do something.
If you believe a child is in an abusive situation, please call the Texas Abuse Hotline at 1-800-252-5400.
Be the one with courage. To find your local Children's Advocacy Center, visit onewithcourage.org.
On behalf of children, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And welcome back to our post-game report from the Celebration Bowl. Mike Prince here from the Studio A. We are heading back to Atlanta, Georgia. We heard from B.J. Jones. We'll hear more in-depth information from him on tomorrow night of the Mike Prince Show, beginning at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll now flash back over to Atlanta to the Mercedes-Benz Dome. Sonja, how you doing, ma'am?
I am doing well, Mike. How are you?
Well, I'm still in shock. I can't get over that. Tell me how things were from your catbird seat from the stadium tonight.
Well, Alcorn has a slogan that's going around saying, "Who wants to smoke?" Apparently, North Carolina A&T wanted to smoke today, Mike.
Oh, that sounds like shade, Mama. That sounds like a little shade.
No, hey, that's what they said, and apparently they wanted to smoke because I had no idea that this game was going to be the way it was. I really thought it was going to be a close game. It's over 100 points with both of the teams, and I'm really, really it was amazing to see. North Carolina A&T has an amazing football team. It really kind of woke up Alcorn and probably the whole SWAC because it's just like I was shocked to see all of that. It was kind of embarrassing a little bit.
Well, that was a question that I asked BJ in the last segment. Where does that put us as a conference, man? This was not quote unquote the top team from the MEAC, and for them to do what they did today speaks volumes.
It speaks a lot of volumes. We really need to possibly step up on recruiting. I was in total shock, and like BJ said earlier, they have 2 wide receivers that are on the track team, and it was just they were Corey Banks and I forgot the other young man's name, but Jamal Martin Waller. It was something to behold. I was in shock. That's all I can kind of say right now.
Yeah, I think the entire HBCU community is in shock right now. Not in shock that North Carolina A&T were able to three-peat. We know that they've had a solid program.
Absolutely.
But and how it was done and the manner it was done on today, 64-44, I'm still shaking my head, that 108 points scored between the two teams. And it looked like they was ready to score some more if the clock hadn't run out. And
they were about to score another touchdown, Mike. And not to cut you off, but do you realize they have only 10 seniors on North Carolina?
And that's the scary thing about it. You had 26 seniors showed up for Alcorn.
This is their rebuilding year. I hate to see when they're ready.
Yes, ma'am.
This was crazy.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
we're talking live right now with Sonja Stamps from the Mercedes-Benz Dome in Atlanta, Georgia. The Celebration Bowl 2019 edition goes back to Carolina, North Carolina A&T. 3 consecutive wins. I understand that you got a shipmate somewhere close to you. Is he still in close proximity?
No, he had to go back to the to another interview, so he has to leave.
Okay. So it's you and I left on the island, huh? And you're you're not gonna vote me off the island, are you?
No, I can't vote you out, Doc.
Okay. Well, look, we're going to be getting ready. Why don't you give me an overall summary and recap of how the weekend it was for you down in the ATL?
Well, it's been very exciting. This was my first Celebration Bowl, and I've always been I've been wanting to get here, so it was great to see the fans, the excitement, the exhilaration in the air with everybody. It was, even though there were rivals, it was still family oriented. People were happy. The bands were, they were great, and everybody looked nice. It was a nice Celebration Bowl, nice bowl rather. And I'm looking forward to many more years with this because, it was on ABC, which is a great thing. And as you know, also with the NFL had a career day for HBCU students during the Celebration Bowl week. So that was really great. So it's a lot of stuff been going on, all week long here. I was not here, of course, but it's all in all, I think the Celebration Bowl is going to get bigger and bigger every year and make an impact not only in SWAC and MEAC, but around national football, period.
Well, with that being said, young lady, I am going to, I guess they say exit stage left. We got our background music playing. We want to thank our correspondents, Ms. Sonja Stamps, B.J. Jones, Carlos Brown, and everyone else involved. We want to thank you guys for joining in with us on today. Remember, we'll come live to you tomorrow night on the Mike Prince Show Live, formerly known as the Sports Report Live, but we're going in a new direction headed in 2020. So be sure to check us out at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at The Mike Prince Show. And we are going to say to all, I can't say good night because it's still midday, but it's good night for me. If you know me, yeah. So to each and every one of you, sleep well, travel safe, and until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.